All right, so let's talk about calculus symbols. So if there's two symbols that people get tripped up and crazy scared about, it's d and integral. So what does this mean? Now d, you may see something like dx or dt, and all it means is little bit of. A little bit of x, a little bit of t. That's all it means. And when you see f of x, a function, and then you see d in front of it over dx, what does that mean? It means a little bit of the function x over a little bit of x. And what does that mean? Like, let's say f of x is like x squared. So that'll be something like this, right? Well, if you derive that, it'll be 2x with the chain rule. So it'll be like that. And basically what it means is that you're zooming in. You're zooming in to a point on this function here. And it's as you zoom into this curve, the more you zoom in on it, the more you zoom in on that x, and the x gets smaller and smaller, then it's going to look like a slope. Your curve is going to look like a slope. But if it's not derivable, something's not derivable, like, let's say, absolute value of x. Not derivable at x equals 0, because this is called a cusp. When you zoom in on this, it's not going to become a slope. And that's not derivable. But anyway, back to symbols, right? So we talked about d, now let's talk about this. Now the integral actually kind of looks like an s. Like s. And that's because it means sum of. All this means is sum of. So if you see sum of, some function, and then it says dx, it means sum of this function with respect to all the little dx. And that's the integral. And by the way, integral means whole in Latin. So let's do our 2x, right? So the integral of 2x dx, that's going to be, well, just the opposite of what we did up here, the derivative. So it'll be x squared plus some constant, because we could have lost there could be any arbitrary constant, right? So that's all I wanted to show you. D and the integral, the two hardest symbols in calculus.